up to chapter 21 over here, in the second gate. He says, anyone who has been granted intelligence by Hashem should internalize Hashem sent us to this world with a mission to observe His safeguards, His Torah, His decrees, His commandments. Don't forget and get distracted and lose your focus on your mission. Every person is a shaliach, right? Every person is a messenger of Hashem in this world. And we have a mission, and we're obligated not to dilly-dally and to forget our purpose and to Chas v'Shalom lose our focus on our mission. And thus, at the end of his days, when he faithfully performed his mission, he'll go and return to Hashem in song, with eternal joy that he fulfilled his mission. He'll be like a loyal servant who came back after a long journey overseas, and he came back to the king and he said, mission accomplished, right? But how foolish will we feel when a person comes back after overseas and he sent you with money, he sent you with a lot of honor, and a lot of people are relying on you, and you come back and you say, no, did you finish the mission? Oh, I'm sorry, I got distracted, I didn't realize, So there's a mashal, the famous mashal. There was a country where they used to elect their king on random. He would go throughout the country, randomly the officers would choose and grab somebody off the street out of nowhere and say, you're going to be the king for a year. Some kings, they were selfish and they just spent all the tax money on themselves and they did whatever they wanted, live a lavish lifestyle. Some actually were good and made good laws and made good infrastructure. So there was one guy who they grabbed to be the king, and he says, I know exactly how to utilize my year. It was only for 1 year they allowed you to be the king. So he says, I'm going to make use of my time properly. And what did he do? All day and night, he was busy using the infrastructure of the kingdom to send a lot of goods and a lot of employees and a lot of infrastructure to a certain island. He was building up this island to be a perfect place. And he was working day and night. He didn't barely slept. He was so stressed out. And they said, what kind of king is this? Usually the kings, they either throw parties or they're busy with embettering the kingdom. Well, this guy is in some island over there. What is he doing? What is he focusing on? And then finally his year's over. He lost his kingship. And you see him that he said to everybody, you think my kingship's over? My kingdom just started. And he went to this island that had all this infrastructure and all this wealth and all this food and all this happiness and joy. And the mashal is that we are a king of our life in this world. And many times we get distracted with other things instead of building up what we're supposed to be building up towards is Olam Haba. And this guy, he was doing mitzvot, right? This guy represents how a person goes out of his way to do things that other people laugh about and say, what are you doing? What is this mitzvah going to help you? Why are you learning? Why are you praying? Why are you doing all these spiritual things? What do you gain from this? And only after 120, after your time's over, after your mission is over, and then you finally go back, then he says, see, I built my Olam Haba, I'm going to my real eternity, my real reward. You guys messed up. You guys missed out on a tremendous ability to fulfill your mission like I did. And Rabbi Zino says, obviously a person has to always be mindful of the day of death. In order that he should not temporarily neglect the service of Hashem or be slacking in it. Because of this, he should be willing to deprive himself of sleep, in order that he should be able to toil and study Torah and be able to go increase his fear of Hashem. In order to rectify his character traits and attain the highest levels of fear and love for Hashem. And to devise plans how to exalt and glorify the mitzvot. That way his all these will serve as a treasure and a storehouse of merit for his soul in the world to come. What does it mean he has to deprive himself of sleep? It doesn't mean that a person should sleep less than necessary for him to function normally. For doing so will take away from his Torah study, take away from his mitzvot. Rather, it means that a person who's aware of his mortality, he therefore treasures each moment. He will not sleep as much as he desires. There's a difference. A person, if we would sleep till how much we feel rested fully, we'd probably sleep 7, 8, 9 hours. But if a person knows, I can function well, very well at 6.5, so I'll sleep 6.5. Even though I might wake up, I'll be groggy and a little tired. Why should I suffer? Maybe I'll sleep 7, maybe I'll sleep 9, maybe I'll sleep 8, and I'll feel not tired. No. because I'm going to die one day, and I don't want to waste that extra half hour, that extra hour every day, I'm going to wake up an hour earlier, in order that I should be able to do more mitzvot and come closer to Hashem. Obviously, I don't want to be a zombie and fall asleep on the road, right? That I'm not going to allow it myself to do. I'm going to sleep enough to be able to function, but not to look how to be comfortable, because I know my time is short. As the sages tell us in Pirkei Avot, Hayom katzar, malacha meruba, po'alim asilim, balabayit docheg. The day is short, task is great, the workers are lazy, us, and the master of the house, Hashem, is insistent the work be completed. So let us not be lazy. Baruch Adonai Olam.